Hello and welcome to All About the Cars, a new series of videos where we look at production cars, or rather their virtual equivalents, and see how the relative game developer thought they should drive. First, some rules to this. We're going to be trying to drive these cars as close to real life as possible. What does that entail? Well, first, let's talk assists. We're going to have on whatever's on the car in real life, which means if it's got traction control, we have traction control. If it doesn't, we don't. Okay? In video games, there's generally 3 assists we need to worry about, which is traction control, ABS, and stability management. Like I say, these will all be set to real life where possible. But we're also going to go a little further. We're going to drive them in exactly the same manner as they would be driven in real life too. So, for instance, if it's a H-pattern 4-speed gearbox out of a muscle car, great. We have here a Thrustmaster TH8A shifter, which we'll use to do the shifting with said clutch pedal. And if it's a flappy paddle semi-automatic gearbox in a fast hypercar, great. We got the flappy paddles on the back of the wheel here. So, we're going to be trying to drive these things as close to real life as possible. Let's see how we do. Shall we introduce car number 1? So, car number 1, the Cadillac Escalade. Oh joy, why am I doing this again? So, first, giant SUV, a great way to start, has all the assists because America, so we got traction control, ABS and stability management, although with a vehicle this size I think the stability management might actually be rather handy. I've also, after a bit of research, found that it only comes in automatic, so even less to do whilst driving this round. Oh, this is going to be thrilling. We just need a track now to test this thing on. It needs to be a track, though, that appears in multiple different games, and is superbly popular, and has everything you could possibly throw at a car to give every car a good chance at showing what it can do. What track can we possibly choose? I know! The beautiful green hell itself, the Nordschleife! Tight switchbacks that show agility, long straights that let the power cars fly, and high-speed corners to show their stability. It has everything. So let's get driving. Enough of the just looking at the pretty panning shots. So, here we are on the ring itself with the Cadillac. Heading over to turn 1, fairly sluggish start, as is befitting a tank of this size, I suppose. Not as much body roll, and thankfully a bit of a downhill stretch. Now, we're expecting plenty of understeer, and plenty of understeer is what we're going to get, I get the feeling. Now, when test driving this, yeah, early on, particularly on cold tyres, very, very hard to control. Stability management really doesn't do a whole heck of a lot, but the lot of suspension travel means that these curbs mean nothing to me. Nothing. Quick look at the interior, actually, whilst we're driving this. Stylish, but plasticky. Very plasticky. Not a bad place to be, though. Really, yeah, looks fairly nice. But you can tell even the driver there is bored. There's just nothing to do. You don't change gear, you don't... yeah. Alright, struggles a bit on the high-speed corners. You can hear the tyre squeal as we just pitch that in. A little dab on the brakes. Heading over to the high speed. Now, how does it handle this high-speed left-hander? Whoa! Interestingly, and in all kinds of shapes as we go into the braking zone. Still, it's settled down. We got it slowed, ABS working well, and off down the hill. Now, this next section's a real challenge, which the poor car's failing miserably at, but, you know, can't be helped. All kinds of shapes going through this section. Pushing hard, possibly a bit too hard. Now, this section of the track is very challenging for a lot of different cars. You've got a nice sweeping left-right here, with some interesting camber angles to boot. Fast line generally involves attacking curbs, and then this kind of oddly cambered corner, the double apex. car actually did alright there. By now the tyres are nice and warm, so it's behaving a little better. And we try going through here on the brakes, understeer, more understeer. Just the weight of the car counting against it. But generally, not as bad as I thought it would be. Going up the hill, plenty of power, so we're actually coping with the hill alright. This kink, generally quite tricky, but no, we do alright with it. Mind you, we're not exactly, travelling along at 150 miles an hour. The next challenge, of course, is the legendary carousel. And we don't do too badly. Possibly a little early on the throttle there caused it to come out of the banked area. Now, this section of the track is going to be a test because it's fairly good mid-speed corners, really taxing the grip, and we're off the road. Yeah, the understeer is real around this section of the track. It is a thing. This one always can be tricky. We do alright though. We got it reined in. We got it reined in into the sweeping right. Too much speed. Way too much speed for that grip level. We're in the wall. We're off the track. It's fine. It's fine. That'll buff out. That'll buff out. Only a slight scratch. Over the jump. Do we get air? No. No. We're just not going fast enough. Not going aggressive enough, and we're too darn fat. So, no air over the jump this time. Maybe in some of the other cars we will. Now, as we head into the final big right-hander before the back straight, we're getting all kinds of squirrely as we attack this. But there we go, nice and clean. Not as bad as expected. As we get up to the top end, under the bridge, we're hitting a top speed of 135 miles an hour. Which is not bad for this kind of a tank. Last section, the heavy braking through a set of S's and then into this tight, twisty section to finish. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, alright. But, yeah, took it fairly well. The brakes wasn't too bad. And across the line. What time? We'll find that out after the next cars. And here's car number 2, the W Motors Lykan Hypersport, weighing in at just a small $3.4 million. I'm trying to get my head around that figure, let's be perfectly honest. Wow. I guess the God only knows how many carats worth of diamonds are the headlights is reason enough for that sort of price tag. Anyway, unsurprisingly, it's got all the assists. Let's be honest, you'd expect it for this kind of money. It has traction control, it's got stability management, it's got the ABS, and it's got a semi-automatic gearbox. Not a flappy pedal one though. No, it's actually a semi-automatic stick shift like you would get in a race car. Because, have to be different. Okay, not a problem. We got it covered. Anyway, let's see how it does on the track. And here we go with the Lykan. Off like a shot, rear wheel drive. Getting moving and the rear wing popping up. Stylish. Now, this first section is a real grip section, and on Forza we got cold tyres, so this could be quite interesting. Read tricky. Actually, no, this car handles it pretty darn well. Like I said, it's very good at the low speed stuff. It's got humongous tyres on it. Yeah, maybe I'm pushing it a bit hard. It's got humongous tyres on it though, which means it is very good in this low speed. And look at it, just look at it. It's fantastic. It's just as good on the inside too. Check this out. It's a fighter cockpit. As I mentioned, not so great at the high-speed corners. Having to get out of that. But as you can see from the speedo, we are properly shifting. Look at this. 300 k's plus already. Let's see how we do around the high-speed left. Ooh, a bit sketchy. Not too bad though. Not too bad. Had to get out of it a little. But damn, this car could be on for a really quick time. So, this is the next big challenge. High-speed braking, we saw the Cadillac do really poorly there, going off the track, but no such issues here at all. Not batting an eyelid. Just listen. Oh. So, back inside, and we can see what I mean by the high-speed handling issues. There we go, a little bit of understeer, tapping the wall. We got away with it though, we got some damage on. So, trust me, if things were going to break, it would have broke. Anyway, into the next section, another high braking area. We saw plenty of understeer from the Cadillac. Nothing. Nothing at all. Very good handling at low speed. Just could do with a bit more grip. Anyway, on the hill. What hill? All this power, it's not going to notice the hill. In fact, we had to brake properly for the kink this time. Trust me, each car gets 3 runs. On the first run, we properly nailed that. That didn't go well. Carousel! Much tidier than with the Cadillac. All the way around. No problems at all. So, this section through the forest. How's it going to go? Like I said, this is a good medium to high speed cornering section. Not too bad. Not too bad. Tyres are all nicely heated up by this point, of course, so less issues. What about the jump? No, nothing. To be fair, we had gone on the brakes just before the jump because we didn't have the downforce or high-speed grip to really make the corner afterwards. So, yeah, no air this time. So, we're coming to the main straight. Here's the big right-hander. It's getting a bit sketchy. We're right on the edge of it, but we're keeping it floored. Let's go for it. Right, so, top speed for the Cadillac was only 135 miles an hour. What are we going to hit in this? Well, already we're doing 340 kilometers per hour. 340. With 350 before the braking zone, which is more than a touch sketchy. Just a little bit. For those who like that top speed in miles per hour, that's 220. Anyway, round the final sequence of corners, no issues at all. Crossing the line so quickly, the camera can't keep up. Very fast, but what time? We find out towards the end, as we have guest number 3. And our third guest of the evening, the BMW Isetta. What can I say about this little cheeky car? I mean, just look at it. Look at it. I mean, seriously, look at it. It's flipping ridiculous. It's got all of 13 frickin' horsepower. It's made in the 50s, so assists... No, that's not going to happen. It's got a little manual gearbox in there. I'm not entirely certain it's H pattern, but that's what I'm going to use as it's the closest I can get. It's just... It had to be in the videos, it had to be, so it was going to be no surprise it was going to be here. So, in episode 1 it comes. So, BMW Isetta, let's see how fast you can get round the Nordschleife. Let's do this. And we're moving. Slowly. Towards the first corner. This is going to take a very long time indeed. It's a bloody good job this starts downhill, otherwise we'd be in real trouble. Now, the first thing I have to mention on this car is that I don't think the developers got the gearing right. Because we only use 3 out of the 4 gears. And the gearing on their Horizon game is totally different. So I think they got the gearing wrong. Now, as you've seen, there's not been any incidents. We've been hitting apexes, we're just not going fast enough to miss them. And whilst it's a clumsy looking little thing, at the speeds it's designed to go at, it's actually quite stable. Inside you can see there's not much of an interior, there's not even a glove box. And we're struggling to get up the hill. This is supposed to be a high speed right-hander. Yeah, we'll move on. So, how does it do the high-speed left going over the crest? It's not. Camera got bored. So, into the tight, twisty section. Being uphill, yeah, didn't have to brake for this. There's not even a braking zone in the Isetta. Oh my god. Right, this is actually a braking zone though, because it's downhill, and that means all the weight is... Oh gods, 2 wheels. Kept it. Keep your foot in. Keep it going. Whew. It nearly happens again here, because basically there's only about, well, maybe those two, possibly a third braking zone on the circuit. I can't think of anywhere where you do slow down that much in this car now. And it just nearly tips over. As for the hill, yeah, no, this isn't slow-mo. It did make it to the top. Here we are. First gear. Revving it hard. I'd love to say that it found the banking utterly necessary to get round the corner, but you're flat out. You could have been flat out on the tarmac at the top. It's just so slow. Right. Does it find any trouble going through the high-speed, smooth cornering over the top through the forest? No. No, not really. Flat out all the way, and the one corner that possibly could have been an issue is going to rise before it, so it slows down naturally. Bless it, and it's 13 horsepower. The jump! Yeah. Move on. So, the final corner. And I love how Forza's camera system just gets thoroughly confused by something going this slowly. It just doesn't know quite what to do with it, so... Oh well. Look at all those lovely crowds up on the bridge, waving their flags. Never have they seen such stunning speed. 55 miles per hour at the speed trap at the bottom of here. It wasn't actually the fastest part of the track for this car. That was on the downhill earlier on where it touched 70. But gravity helps. But yeah, so, yeah, thrilling. I tell you what, it was even more thrilling trying to do 3 laps in this. Oh my god. Pain like you have never known. Anyway, let's get this thing across the line. Across the line? Yeah, go on, move it. There we go. Right, so that is the Isetta. Let's see what times everybody got. Well, to no one's surprise, the Lykan, top slot. Under 7 minutes. Not bad going. Otherwise, it's just slow. But how slow? Guess we'll find out in later videos. Until then, have fun everyone. See ya.